What is up, guys? Welcome back to the SashaT podcast, a Whatnot original. We have a very special guest, somebody that flew all the way from Boston to LAX to come on this podcast. Chris Costa, a little round of applause. Thank you so much for coming on. Chris has a lot of hats if you don't know him. He's been on the phone for the last 3 hours at least, just making calls, making deals happen. He is the managing partner of Big Night Sports.
Yes, sir.
Which has a lot of kind of under branches going on with it.
There's a lot going on.
You have the Fenway Card Show.
Fenway Card Show.
The Causeway Card Show.
Causeway Card Show.
You have Card Vault, which opened up, almost a year ago?
Card Vault's coming up on its first year anniversary, and we're opening our second Card Vault location in 2 weeks.
And you have Big Night Breaks.
Big Night Breaks.
Did I miss something?
Card Vault Grading.
Well, I mean,
we got a lot going on, buddy.
It's a lot of stuff.
Lots going on. We're 14 employees now. We're up to 14 employees. We've got a full team, 2 locations. We've got 2 card show brands. It's hectic, but it's good. It's hectic in a good way. It's hectic in a good way.
Especially what's going on right now in the markets.
Yeah, well, the market's the market, and you got to bob and weave. Sometimes you just got to bob and weave, baby.
You need to do your intro now.
Okay.
We had a pact earlier that who could do the better intro.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome to the SashaT podcast, a Whatnot original. We're here with SashaT himself, the man whose name is on the show, one of the card flipper extraordinaires the United States has to offer. He is well known. He is a family and household name. Here he is, the one, the only, SashaT.
That was solid.
Not bad.
I mean, that's like a quality 8.6 out of 10.
8.6.
8.6.
What do you think? Valid.
That's
yeah.
valid, right?
It was valid.
You gotta you have like a radio voice.
It was exciting. I was excited to deliver it.
It was quality.
But I'm excited to be here, man. Like you said, flew out from the East Coast. I've been planning to get out here for a while. Have wanted to come out here not only just to see you and do the pod, but to check out some of the shops. Obviously, the West Coast card scene, so to speak, has its very own unique nuances, which I've heard about but haven't experienced yet, comparatively to what we have on the East Coast. So excited to be out here, excited to be here, and excited to for the next couple of days where you and I are going to bounce around. But I think this was kind of the high point of the weekend, or not weekend, of the week, to sit down with you, check out your setup, and talk cards, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool because we hadn't seen each other in a while, and then we randomly booked the same hotel.
That was crazy.
And that kind of just, we
were randomly both at VCon to start.
Yeah.
Because
not a lot of people were going to be there.
No, it wasn't a huge, listen, VCon and Gary Vee, they put an amazing show. And I know you and Shia talked about kind of the show setup, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but, it was, the card presence was there, but not huge. So there was only a handful of us. So the chances that, myself and Smitty, who's on my team, are in the lobby walking in, and all of a sudden here comes you in a random hotel, which wasn't like a show sanctioned hotel.
Yeah. I mean, it was a quality stay.
Yeah. It was easily the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in.
But like the thing is, like, us like connecting there was like right where we left off, because we hadn't seen each other for a while.
Yeah, we hadn't seen each other in a while. I think it was like Dallas, maybe a couple Dallases ago that I hadn't seen you. So it was good to reconnect. It was good to see, to get together, spend a couple days. Yeah, we planned this out. We got to spend two almost 3 days together. Get share a couple of meals, get some laughs in, do some deals, rip some wax, film some content.
It was fun.
It was a good time.
Let's get into like all this stuff you have going on, because I honestly don't understand like half of it. Like, can you kind of break down what Big Night Sports is in general, and then kind of weave us down through all the stuff you have under that?
Sure. So Big Night Sports is it's a conglomerate, so to speak. It's a number of different businesses within one business. We created a parent company, so to speak. I'm managing partner of Big Night Sports, and Big Night, as the name would suggest, is one of the largest nightlife and entertainment companies in the country. So close friends of mine have owned and operated a company called Big Night back east for the last decade plus. It's grown to be over 18 venues, anywhere from, the top nightclubs and dance clubs in the country to bars and restaurants and bowling alleys and live concert venues and really just the entertainment gurus of the East Coast. And my close friends, Randy in particular and Ed Kane, were going into the pandemic and really forced to shut the doors of all of their venues and lay off thousands of employees. And we're in a position where they really had to kind of innovate and challenge kind of the status quo and come up with new ideas, all of which things that they were planning on doing as a company. And Randy and I being close friends, Randy knew that I had been for a long time a card collector, which I have been my whole life. And we decided, just kind of spur the moment after a couple of conversations, that we wanted to try and take a shot at kind of taking the nightlife and entertainment experience that Big Night had and my sports card industry expertise and bringing the two together in a really unique and cool way and trying to see how that entertainment and nightlife world and the sports card world kind of mesh together. So we started Big Night Breaks. That was actually the first business that we started. We started a break channel. We started breaking with celebrities and athletes and DJs and Dana White and Steve Aoki and, all of these, Calvin Cater, Rob Font, Celtics, Bruins, Patriots, and
Dana White.
Yeah. Uncle Dana.
I remember when you started Big Night Breaks because I met you at Dallas a little over a year ago, and to see the growth from like then.
Yeah,
I remember we were on the floor of the Dallas lobby doing trades.
We're doing deals. A KD refractor.
Yeah, that was the first time we met each other.
Yeah. And then we started eating canes together.
I told you about canes and my love for canes, and then he enjoyed it. And it's
God. But yeah, it has been a crazy ride. I've been a dealer personally, buying, selling, and trading long before this became a business. But Big Night Breaks was the first business that we started. And then as that gained traction and momentum, it kind of proved to us that, these worlds do kind of coexist and they do make sense together in a certain way. So that's when we decided as a team to expand and try to offer or put ourselves into multiple pockets of this industry. Card Vault being one of them, brick and mortar.
Is that something you enjoy though? Like there's a lot of people that only like focusing on one aspect of the business. There's a lot of people that like to be kind of in a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like, is that your focus of like, we want to kind of execute on multiple aspects of this industry?
Yeah. Well, I think that the goal from the start for me was to create an ecosystem, right? That if you were a Card Vault customer, you could come to Card Vault or any of our businesses, but we'll call it Card Vault for sake of the conversation. But you could come to Big Night Sports, so to speak, to really do anything in the sports card world, whether it would be to buy something, to sell something, to trade something, to grade something, to break something, to open something, to get advice, to get something appraised. You could really come to us for all of that. And that's really what we've aimed to build and what we have built to a large degree. And that's where Card Vault came into play. So we opened our first Card Vault location, which is our brick and mortar retail store, card shop, at Gillette Stadium at Patriot Place, which is where the New England Patriots play.
That's insane.
Yeah, so really cool. It's been an amazing year. We've had so many great memories already, and it's just our first year, and we've had so many great experiences and home games, and Brady returning to Gillette to play the Patriots, and crazy game day crowds and crazy concert crowds, and the store has really performed phenomenally well, and we've got a great community around the store and great regulars and repeat customers, and that led us down this path of offering grading services in store. So we started Card Vault Grading, where we became a dealer for PSA, Beckett, and SGC, and that's been a great business for us, and it's a value add to our customers. And then we took Big Night Breaks, which operated out of a studio in downtown Boston at our headquarters, and we brought that into Card Vault, and now we run Big Night Breaks out of the back of house where we have a studio. And then it's, okay, how do we grow Card Vault? So now our second location will be opening July 1st at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut, which is the world's or America's largest resort casino. So we're super excited about that. We've already got a team hired up and ready to rock, and the store's being finalized now, and we're getting inventory in there and getting ready to launch. It's crazy. It's crazy times.
Are you looking to expand Card Vault to like how you're opening up your second shop? Do you want to keep elevating that forward?
Yeah, I think, scalability is crucial to what we want to do. We want to scale. We want to be, we want to have multiple locations, and we want to be in key locations and iconic locations. And we want to scale at the right speed. We want to make sure that we're hiring the right team members. We want to make sure that our stores, very much carry the Card Vault experience across the board. So by scaling strategically and finding the perfect location and making sure that our team is scaled up and trained properly, and that we have the right level of expertise within our team members, that puts us in a position to start executing on more locations. So to your point, we've been looking at some additional locations around the country, not just in New England, but predominantly in the Northeast, that I think tie together sports cards, entertainment, nightlife, lifestyle, etc. So a lot of exciting things in the work. There are some really iconic locations that we've been looking at and talking about internally. But for now, it's the 2 shops. We do have plans to open a shop in downtown Boston, in proper Boston, and that'll put us at 3. And then beyond that, it'd be cool to start looking outside of state lines for sure.
Did you ever expect you would be in this business? Everybody's story, like how they got into the card industry, is always very interesting.
Crazy.
So I want to hear yours.
Yeah. So again, been a collector my whole life, but never really treated it as a business. I mean, the way I bought cards and invested in cards and prospected and went after prospects, I guess you could look at as a business, but it was much more of an investment for me and a hobby, right? Which it is for many of us. But no, I never really envisioned and realized how quickly I'd be sitting here, 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, whatever it is since I was collecting, and be running and managing a full scale business across multiple facets within the sports card and memorabilia space. So no, I couldn't imagine it. If you asked me 3 years ago if we'd have, 2 brick and mortar card stores and a card grading business and a breaks business and, 13, 14 employees, I would have told you were crazy. My background professionally is in enterprise software and technology. I'm a technology guy. I'm a technology salesperson. So I've spent the last decade plus selling software and technology to large companies, and spent most of my career traveling the country, in boardrooms and in rooms in front of customers and pitching solutions and pitching technologies to, Fortune 100, Fortune 500 organizations. So I always had a business sense, and I always had the ability to engage, right? Yeah. And that's kind of thing. I think one of my strong suits is that I've been able to be the face of our company, so to speak, but more so the voice, and get the word out to people. And that's where I've always excelled, whether it be professionally or now, I guess you could also say this is professionally in the sports card space. So that's my background in sales and in boardrooms and, pitching solutions and closing deals with large companies. And then kind of took a lot of those skill sets and a lot of that expertise into the sports card space. And a lot of it served me well, not just from a business perspective, but from a negotiations perspective and just overall understanding markets and all that good stuff.
Well, it's interesting because there's a lot of, especially like a year ago, even 2-3 years ago in this industry, so many people from the outside looking in looked at it and said, they're like, hey, there's a lot of stuff that can improve, whether that is, owning a card shop or being a dealer or creating a new business to help the market or the industry, right? Mm-hmm. So it's cool to see, like, from your background, like somebody that's in software and kind of is from a different industry, bringing all those types of education and mindset and kind of fueling businesses in the card industry.
Yeah, no, I think, like, listen, our industry is what it is, and it's grown and become an incredible version of what it once was, and it continues to adapt and change and grow and scale, and we see new investors coming into the space and new ideas and new innovations, but it is on us to continue to push it forward, right? We can't rely on other people to come in and just make these changes. Like, it's on us, the people that are in the sports card and memorabilia space, to make it the industry it deserves to be.
100%. And I think that's where it comes with the passion. Like, you can be a great, whether that's business owner, entrepreneur, or just a great, like number 20 at a
Mhm.
company, whatever it is. But if you don't have the passion for the industry, like it's not going to work out,
Yeah.
right? So you need those people that have the passion, but also have, great assets and education to be
Yep.
able to come in the industry and turn it for the better.
Well, that's what's so amazing about sports cards and like about what we do. And well, first off, there's so many different versions of what being in sports cards can mean, right?
Yeah.
You can be a dealer, you can be a collector, you can be an investor, you could be somebody who likes to rip packs and boxes with their kid, you could
Yep.
be a business owner, you could, really there's so many different hats you could wear within this industry, which is one of the coolest parts about it. But it's also really cool how much of an emotional component there is to our industry. It is sports cards are rooted in emotion. We love what we love, right? We collect what we love, we buy what we love, and we get emotionally attached to the cards that we call our business. And I think that's really unique to the sports card space is that there's a big emotional component to what drives us all to do what we do, right? We love the cards, we love the deal, we love making deals, we love the grind, we love the travel, we love the connections and the relationships. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to that piece of cardboard, right? Like that's what we love. We love. Somebody might love Steph Curry rookies. Somebody might love LeBron James autographs. Somebody might love Brady rookies or Brady shiny stuff. Everybody has their own taste. Everybody's deeply connected to whatever it is that they love. And I think that's what makes sports cards in this industry so unique, but also gives it a lot of its longevity.
Yeah. And I was actually having an interesting conversation yesterday.
And, you have a lot of interesting conversations. You're always talking to interesting people.
I mean,
you're an interesting guy.
People like you.
Yeah, but you're an interesting guy. You're always on the move.
I appreciate that. I don't
here and there and on the phone with this guy and texting that guy. And
I try to just pick people's brains. But the conversation was sports cards have been around for so long. I think, what did he say? Like 1919 or something like that?
No, it's before that. 1800s. Yeah.
Maybe that's what he said. But he said it's been around before so many other asset classes.
For sure.
So like when people look at it from a investment perspective, like if you really go back and look, like from like a 10-year window, 20-year window, 30-year window, if you're buying, stuff that is collectible and people have interest in, it actually is a ROI positive asset to be in. Because a lot of people are looking at the market right now and they see, people are losing money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people need to look at it from more of like the macro perspective. So the point is that like cards have been around for so long, people don't realize it. Where if you look at, your card investment from maybe a 10, 20 year, 30-year window,
mm-hmm.
you won't be so, I don't know, down.
Bummed.
On what it is today. Because let's be honest, stock market took a bath.
Mm-hmm.
Crypto took 2 baths.
Yeah, it's on its 3rd bath.
But cards, even though they have taken a hit in some areas, when I really look at it and I compare it to those other assets, it's doing better.
Yeah. Well, listen, the world we're in, like the world we're living in, has taken a step back. Everything. Any alternative investment, any mainstream investment, stock markets, bonds, it's all taking a step back. We're correcting, right? Some would call it a recession. Some would say we're correcting. That's across the board, including sports cards.
Yeah.
But to your point, the pullback in more conventional and traditional investments has been more drastic than we've seen in sports cards. Now, does that mean that sports cards are just lagging a little bit because of the nature of what they are, and maybe they will catch up as far as the lag? Maybe, but to your point, cards have weathered the storm a little bit better than most other investments, including crypto, including stocks. So I think, you can absolutely say that and have that be true. I think when you look at sports cards long term, right, from their inception, they are built as a collectible, and the human condition is and always has been geared towards collecting things.
Yeah.
We love to collect as a species.
Yeah.
If you boil it down to just as a species, we love to collect things. And as a society, our love for sports, our love for the athletes that play our sports, and the love for collecting come hand in hand and build this really amazing space that we're in, where we can actually look at them as investments and be lucky enough to call them investments and have them be worth money, but be enjoyable, right? As much as we like buying crypto and as much as we like investing in stocks, like
I would rather do cards. 100%.
Same.
100%.
There's way more fun, like tangible fun. There's way more tangible fun buying and investing in sports cards than there are picking stocks.
I forgot
to
about
me.
NFTs too.
NFTs, well, so that's what I think is so. I think that's what caused the NFT boom that we've seen. And yes, there's been a pullback, but generally NFTs are way up over the last 2 years. Like that's a fact, right?
Yes.
There's been a massive pullback.
But most people got in.
Correct. Well, that's
over the last 6 months, over the summer.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
And a lot of the guys that I know that got into NFTs, they just recycled that money to keep buying different NFTs, and now they're just, they're feeling it right now because
they didn't pull any money out.
Yeah,
they didn't take any profits.
Yeah.
I mean, NFTs do carry a lot of the same characteristics as sports cards. It's why they have the popularity and the veracity and the voracious collectors that are out there, is because there's collectability included in them. Now, NFTs aren't necessarily designed to be collectibles, but there are the version of NFTs that have had the most success to this point are collectible NFTs, like Bored Apes and Mutant Apes and Doodles and so on and so forth. So I think NFTs, the functionality and the actual uses and the actual use case around NFTs, we've yet to really fully understand. I think there's a lot more to be unlocked. But overall, I think they run parallel with cards as far as why people fell in love with them so quickly.
Isn't it weird to you, though, that, 6-8 months ago, when people were paying, premiums on CryptoPunks and Bored Apes, and whether that was a card, whatever it is, people were going in and buying these assets. And right when stuff turns
people going
a little
hard,
south,
hard.
People dump everything.
Yeah. The sell-off is real.
It's weird.
Yeah, there's a huge rush in and out of any of these types of investments when times are volatile and times are tough. It seems like the rush in and the rush out are just as heavy as one another. Like there's this crazy rush to get in, and then when there's a pullback, the rush to get out is just as crazy.
People don't like to see stuff going down.
They can't handle it. Can't handle it. I mean, it's not fun. Do you
it's not fun.
I mean,
no.
Do you like sitting on a card, watch it get cut in half over two comps?
I mean, bro, LeBron Refractor 10, perfect.
How you doing on LeBron Refractors?
It's pain, but it's like not like I'm thinking about it like every day. I'm going and fucking doing other deals, and
it like gets to a point too where the card is so down that like you don't even want to sell it.
Oh, why would I sell it?
Why would you?
I have no reason to. I look at that card from the. I mean, like, let's say I do a trade and I get a card that I really want. You know what I mean? Sure, 100%. But there's no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. And I look at it from the aspect of like, all right, like now there's a bunch of deals out, like go do what makes sense. Now I'm not buying everything because it's hard to move certain stuff. Right.
Well, that's the challenge, right? There's so many deals and we feel like there's so many deals out there, but at the same time,
they're new comps. They're not new deals, new comps. You know what I mean?
They're new comps, but like feel like the new price point is a deal, so to speak. You feel like you're buying at a discount.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
But you have to be careful because yes, prices are down and you can buy it at nice price points, but there aren't as many buyers in the market.
Do you feel like I feel more honestly like motivated right now?
Same.
It's interesting.
Well, I think at any point in time in any market, sports cards or this conversation can be about anything else. When there's a pullback like this and there's uncertainty in the world and in the market, this is where the biggest opportunities arise. This is where the biggest opportunities for growth arise. This is where the biggest opportunities for change arise. This is where the biggest new ideas come. It's the people that push and grind and innovate and challenge and do all of these great things when there's uncertainty in the world that are going to be at the top.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Me and Franklin, actually, we went to a card show last week. And well, do you remember that dude's name? The guy that we met that we both were like really intrigued with.
Franklin, you do cards?
He does. He does.
Love
He's been
that.
helping me out.
I love that.
But anyways, he's a lawyer, I believe, but he collected since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, bro, I bought stuff when I was a kid. I bought 4 Jordan Fleer 10s when I was a kid. I still have them.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And he's like, and now right now he's buying a lot of Kobe. Kobe's down a lot. You know, all these assets. And I asked him, like, what do you do with them? Like, he's like, dude, I keep everything.
Stash them.
He keeps everything. He's like,
yeah.
It's interesting how different people go about things different ways.
Well, there's 2 different ways to look at it, right? And you have to be on kind of 2 different ends of the spectrum. If you're going to buy stuff and sit on it, well, you better sit on it.
Well, yeah, he's financially good to be
yeah, but like you need to be able to weather the storm. You need to be able to look at a LeBron refractor 10 go to half.
Yeah.
And weather the storm.
No emotion. You
got to be able to sit through it. You got to be able to stash it. You got to be able to put it away. Whereas if you're in the business of cards and, buying and selling and trading, you got to move through inventory because it reduces your exposure. It reduces your risk. The more you sit on inventory, the more you let inventory accumulate, the more you're going to be exposed to price fluctuations.
100%.
So if you're buying and constantly turning over your inventory, well, then the price point of your inventory is going to follow the market trend. Whereas if the market dips, market dips, now if you're turning inventory over, your price point's going down with the market.
Yeah, and that comes back down to, you can function in any market because it's what you're buying. What is this card worth, right? What can I pay on it? What can I move it for?
Yeah.
Right? $100 card right now, like let's say you buy it at 60 or 70, can move it for 85, 90, whatever it is. And that card goes to 300, 2 months from now.
Yep.
All right, it's 300 now. What can I pay on it? 200, whatever it is, I can move it for what? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just different market.
And in my experience, and the best dealers that I know in this industry and the most successful dealers that I know in this industry move through inventory aggressively, but then pick their spots on where they want to accumulate.
Yeah.
So you constantly are moving through your general inventory, but you might be, building a stash of Brady's. You might be building a stash of game-used Kobe patches. You might be building a stash of Brady's and game-used Kobe patches. It's just picking your spots and doing your research and having a reason for picking your spots, whether it be for love of that player or because you believe that something's undervalued, like game-used Kobe patches, or, what have you, and being able to be disciplined on both sides of the spectrum. Being disciplined in moving through the inventory that you want and plan to move through, but then also being disciplined in accumulating and stashing the cards that you've planned on accumulating and stashing. That's what makes the greatest dealers that I know, is that they have the ability to operate on both sides and treat both very differently.
Yeah, they go about it from a business mindset of, I'm a dealer. This is, what I do to make money. And then also from a kind of a longer term.
Yeah, it's like I'm a dealer and I do this to make money, but I also love cards.
Yeah.
Right. And I also love the idea of collecting cards. And that's what we were all got. That's how we all got here. Right. For the most part. And if there isn't some aspect of what you do on a daily basis that ties back to that collecting, I think it's, it's difficult to sustain kind of this lifestyle. But if you still have a piece of collecting in you and you still are able to continue to participate in the collecting aspect of the industry, I think you can be in here forever.
I like weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got some weird shit in here, man.
Well, that I'll show you later, but this is all like local deals. When people say like, "Oh, you get local deals," like they don't understand what like a lot of local deals are. It's you take the good, but you also take the other stuff too.
And you got to move through the bad.
Yeah. We moved through a ton of stuff the last like what 2 weeks. It's been. Oh, you haven't seen that.
You got a new collection.
I got a new collection.
Where's it at?
It is not here yet.
You bought it somewhere and it's on its way?
I bought it at a show and it was so big that I couldn't bring it
Couldn't bring it home.
So I put it in somebody else's car. And then
it's on its way.
It was it was supposed to be here yesterday. We're figuring it out.
It's not here.
It's not here.
It's missing.
No, it's not. It's a trusted
source. Yeah. Got it.
So I mean, but like you look through that stuff, like who else wants to go through that, break it down, and move it? I don't know anybody. Honestly, I didn't even want to do it, but at the price point I was getting it at, it made sense.
You have to.
So, especially in these people like want to say like, oh, like like everything's always going to be like a super nice card. Like, no, it's not.
No,
it's not. Like it's going to be middle tier patches and autos and you know what I mean? Like it's not all like this is a 20K card, a 10K card, a 5K card. It's
owning and operating a card shop has taught me a lot. The biggest thing is that there's a market for everything, right? That dollar bin cards are just as valuable as Brady Contender autographs, right? And they have just a importance, just as big of a place and just as important of a role in the store and in the card ecosystem as the high end does. The high end is the sexy and the glitz and the glam, and we get to post it on Instagram and get clout because we've got this crazy card. But you walk into my store, there's more action at the dollar bins and the patch bins than there are.
Affordable.
It's affordable.
Somebody can buy and collect,
and that's the collectability. They just want to collect what they like. They want game use patches. They want numbered parallels. Oh, they have a Dirk Nowitzki, PC, and that goes back to what I said earlier. Is there is a place for everybody in this space, and it all goes back to the collectability. Now, is it fun to go and do deals for Jordan autographs and is it fun to do 6-figure deals? And is there money to be made in that space? Of course. But you have to be realistic and realize that
stuff doesn't sell every day.
No, it doesn't sell every day. And in a market like this, it's the scariest place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. But what does sell every day? $1 boxes, $5 boxes.
All day
$10 cards,
long.
$20 cards, $50 cards.
All day long.
All day. Because people can afford it. They know what they're getting. And it's not like they're being exposed in a way.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Schmitty?
Smitty, you still in the live?
Smitty's
at the shop.
There was a conversation at VCon that he
Smitty's
might
at the
be
shop.
able to attend.
We were thinking about it, but we're spread a little bit thin right now. We've got the new spot. We've got Patriot Place locations, full steam ahead. He'll be out here next time, though.
I'm gonna go out there.
You're coming out.
I am coming out.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun. But he'll come out here next time for sure. Next time we do Cali.
Out here. It's interesting. Like it's a Wednesday, and we have 4 things going on later today.
A lot going on.
You
guys have a very different scene. Like for us, we have. I mean, don't get me wrong. Our customers are fantastic and amazing, and it is much more of a sporadic retail foot traffic business where we are. You guys seem to have much more of a calculated schedule where people fall into routines and know where to go on what day and what to do on what day, and it's crazy, man.
The only downside is you see the same stuff over and over and over again.
Stuff.
That's the only downside. That's why I like going to different places because you can bring that stuff over here or vice versa. Like
you guys have like card shops that have established themselves as destinations, right?
You're like Burbank.
And there's plenty more out here that I would consider destinations. Like there's places that you want to go because they're doing a lot of business and there's new inventory coming in and out. So like you could go 2 days later and there's new inventory.
Yeah.
That's what we've aimed to do on the East Coast, but there isn't much of that in the New England area.
Well, there's probably a lot of older shops out there.
Older shops. It's much more of a traditional local card shop, mom and pop shops, which are fantastic. But what we've aimed to do is kind of build that brand that is a destination, but one that you can go to every couple days and have a different experience in.
What's like the experience you want from somebody walking in, like just off the street?
Yeah. So what we designed it to be is really kind of a luxury experience that was accessible to all budgets and all ages. So when you walk in, we want it to feel like you're shopping at like a luxury watch store, right? Like at a Tourneau or a Rolex dealership. Clean, well curated, well put together, uncluttered, but at the same time, offering everything from 25-cent boxes to $250,000 Brady autos, and everything in between, from retail wax. You have an entire retail wax wall, to hobby wax. And to be able to experience the hobby, but in a space that feels modern and that feels like it's taking what has been the hobby experience to the 2020s, which is what our goal has been, which I think we've executed on, but we're continuing to get better every day. We continue to add to our shop. We continue to make changes. We continue to rearrange. But it is designed around a vault. And the vault that our stores are built around is basically a secured showcase for high-end items. So that's like the core concept of the store is our high-end inventory is on display in a vault. The cards are, in a glass enclosure that's stainless steel and reinforced. And then around that is the normal workings of a card shop: hobby wax, retail wax, dollar bins, etc.
It's always interesting for me to see like what moves well at certain stores. Like for you guys, is it singles that move well? Is it wax that moves well?
We do a lot of retail wax, and I'm hearing that a lot across the country. Like a lot of shops, because of the price point, right? We do a ton of dollar bins and a ton of retail wax, and then we move through hobby wax both in the store but also on our live streams. The hobby wax really feeds our live streams, but also our in-store foot traffic, because we pack out a lot of hobby boxes. So people like to chase autographs in hobby packs. The singles are much more a museum piece for the store. It attracts people into the store. They want to see what a six-figure card looks like. But that is much more of our trade show inventory. So the vault gets cleaned out when I hit the road. And then it gets restocked when I come back. And we leave some key pieces there for people to still come in and take a look at. But then we have our hobby customer base, not just the fathers and mothers with their children who come in to rip a blaster box or go through our dollar bins. We do have our hobby regulars who come in and do trades with us and move, help us move through our higher end singles. And we're constantly moving through on that stuff. The store is very helpful in getting new show inventory in. But that inventory, generally, if it's going to move, it moves at a trade show.
You brought up shows. You had a pretty big show just a couple of weeks ago, the Fenway Card Show. Mm-hmm. Tell me what was the, what got you into doing something like that, something as big as that?
Yeah.
And what was the kind of the passion behind it?
So we very early on, just because of what Big Night is, we do shows for a living. Like the company puts on shows, and we're the best in the world at it, at all of our venues. So it was very early on apparent to us that we wanted to and were going to start doing trade shows. And the first show that we put on is our Causeway Card Show, which we've done 5 of now, I think, which is, I like to call it a local show with a national feel. And it's a regional show, but it's good enough for you to fly out and come hang with us for a weekend. We do it at Big Night Live, which is our live concert venue at the Boston Garden, which is where the Celtics and the Bruins play. It's our live music venue. It's like a 2,500 person venue. It's huge, massive. And early on, we looked at it and we were like, this could be an incredible trade show experience, because it has a stage, it has video, it has huge LED screens. You can do live breaks on stage without it being, it's visible to everybody in the room. We have overhead cameras, so you can run live breaks during the show. And if people are interested in it, they can just watch the screen from across the room. We've got an amazing layout that we've designed where it kind of keeps a nice flow of traffic. We bring in celebrities and athletes to do signings and to come on stage and break boxes with us. So that Causeway Card Show has been awesome and people love it, and we'll be doing one again soon. But then we were, looking for something new and exciting, something different. And I've always had this concept, this idea, or this goal to do kind of an annual series of shows. So 4 locations, a show a quarter, our Causeway show, our Fenway show, hopefully a Gillette Stadium show, and then a Foxwoods show, which is where our new store is. And we were lucky enough to execute the Fenway show last month, which was our first ever Fenway Card Show. We partnered with Fenway Sports Management and Fenway Park, and put on an incredible 2-day show inside Fenway Park.
So, like, what part of Fenway was it in?
So it's in what's called the 521 Overlook, which is a brand new space that Fenway has built. It overlooks the entire field. It's perched up in the right field bleachers above the brand new Truly Seltzer deck. And it's this ballroom that they've built seemingly for a card show, even though they didn't. But we looked at it and we're like, this is crazy. It is for a card show. It's this huge room. The entire wall facing the field is glass. So you're in there at the card show overlooking the field all day long. We have access to the Sam Adams deck. We have an entire deck outdoors. We keep the doors open. It's in and out foot traffic. You can go downstairs for food and beverage on the Truly deck. You have access to the bleachers. It was really an amazing experience. And we pulled it off with 6 weeks notice because we weren't able to lock in the Red Sox away schedule until last minute. So we really had to kind of sprint to get promotional material out, marketing material out, and coordinate with their team and our team. And what is the layout going to look like? Getting the tables, getting the layout of the tables right, and making sure we have tablecloths, and making sure we have Zion cases, and making sure we have everything in place in 6 weeks was a real big challenge, and we pulled it off. So I'm super proud of my team. But now the plan with the Fenway show is to blow it out. We don't just want the 521 Overlook. We want to do the ballpark. So the goal for 2023.
That would be so sick.
Yeah, the goal for 2023 is to take over the entire concourse, bring in 300 plus vendors from around the country, massive sponsorships, get the manufacturers to set up, get the big dealers, not card dealers, but the big companies in the space to set up, and build an entire weekend around it, which is what we've done with all of our shows. The concept of our trade shows is build an experience, not just for the cards. It's built around the cards, but at night, give you something to go to, right? Each of our shows, we generally have Steve Aoki in town just because he's such a good friend of ours. So he'll play one of our venues. And if you're at the show, you can go to see a Steve Aoki concert and hang out and go out to one of our venues at night, or go to any of our restaurants, or go to any of our other venues where we've had 50 Cent in town for Causeway card shows. It really is something. And for the Fenway show, it was no different. Steve was in town. He played Big Night Live. It was a crazy weekend. And then, everybody comes back the next morning for the day 2 of the card show. The idea with the next version of the Fenway Card Show would be to do the same, but do it on a bigger scale.
It's always cool to see guys like Steve Aoki and those types of people involved in this market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. There's so many more celebrities and athletes into cards than people realize. Like yesterday, word got out Mike Trout was collecting cards, but that was no secret to a lot of us. But the world found out all of a sudden. It's like, oh my God, Mike Trout collects his own cards. LeBron's been stashing his cards for years. Giannis has been stashing his cards for years. And Post Malone and Logan Paul and Steve Aoki and all the names that we all know. But there's so many more beyond that. Which is really cool.
Say, or they don't want people to
don't
know.
say, or they've got business managers that have nudged them into investing in some cards and some high-end stuff, or they're collecting in quiet or in the privacy of their own homes, or who's to say Aaron Rodgers isn't collecting huge Aaron Rodgers rookie cards? Who's to say Russell Wilson doesn't collect huge Russell Wilson rookie cards? Who I would be.
Yeah, I feel like the word's gotten out there about cards by now, where athletes know kind of what it is.
But if I'm whoever, if I'm Fernando Tatis, I'm not promoting and going out there and making an effort to promote the fact that I just bought, one of my best cards, but I might have, right? So I think there's a lot more of it going on than we realize. I just think that if they aren't promoting it and posting on Instagram and telling the world about it, we automatically just assume they're not, which is not the case.
Yeah. I mean, I like if I'm an athlete, or if I'm going into the league or whatever it is, I would just stash all my cards.
I would have all of my cards. I'd have my logo men or my shields, or I'd have it all. You kidding me?
It makes sense.
There's no cooler way to invest than invest in yourself.
Yeah. And It would be cool to get to the point where like all those like whether they're going into the league, they get all their cards and then they like trade within the locker room.
Bingo. Yeah. I think what's cool is like Panini and Topps and all the manufacturers, they do what are called acquisitions, right? So they either set up events for players to, sit down and sign, or they send the players the cards and they sign in the comfort of their own home. If Panini sent you 500 SashaT patch autographs for you to sign, how many are you sending back?
Not a lot.
Not 500. I'm not sending 500 back.
Yeah.
And I think that's how LeBron got to where he's gotten with his collection, and Giannis has gotten to where he's gotten with his collection. And not that they're stealing cards, but, it's a picture of me with my jersey on it. I'm keeping a copy of it.
There probably has to be some sort of deal where they get to keep a certain amount of their cards. Your Celtics are about to die.
Bro.
I needed to bring that up.
What makes you think that you can just sit here and tell me that my Celtics are done?
Because I bought a Curry Chrome 10 on alt like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then I became a huge Warriors fan.
Oh, yeah? What do you think is going to happen to that Curry Chrome after they win?
What? I moved it.
That's what I thought.
Well, no. I moved it. I mean,
that's smart.
At a good value to the person.
Okay.
And I got stuff that he wanted. He's a huge Warriors fan.
Mm-hmm.
He got what he wanted. It made sense.
So let's call a spade a spade. The series isn't over. The Celtics have made it to the NBA Finals and are about to play in a Game 6
at Boston. Is that today?
With a 24-year-old superstar.
Is that today?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
Thursday.
We're gonna watch the game then.
With a 24-year-old superstar, a 26-year-old number 2. Tell me you're not excited about the Celtics' future.
I'm a huge Lakers fan. Okay, this is my issue.
You're excited about the Lakers' future?
No, I'm a Lakers fan. Kidding me? This is my issue. Lakers fans that root for the Celtics, I have a massive problem.
You can't. Yeah, there's there are Lakers history fans there. There's history there.
Because
that's like a Red Sox fan rooting for the Yankees.
This is also my other major problem with the Celtics. Why are you wearing 24 on your uniform? I have a major problem with that.
You think?
Major problem.
So here's how I look at that.
Tatum was boys with Kobe. He's his biggest
fan. Players on the court can wear whatever they like, because my guess is none of them are from Boston. Tatum grew up in St. Louis. A huge Kobe fan. He's on the court.
But then he should know that
he's on the court. He's trying to draw the energy from his idol as a kid. Okay, if I'm in the stands as Celtics fan and I'm ripping a Kobe Bryant jersey, that's odd. That's an odd situation.
You don't think that Klay Thompson was a big Kobe fan?
Sure.
They're not going out and wearing...
Who's to say Klay Thompson isn't wearing Kobe Bryant underwear during the game?
He could be, but they're doing it more selectively as a team. Like every player on the team has that 24 thing.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that. I understand where they're coming from, but you have to understand, like, you are the Celtics. Like,
yeah.
Like, you should not be doing that.
We are the Celtics. It's pretty badass.
You're the Celtics, but you're trying to...
We're the Celtics and we're in the NBA Finals.
Get juice off of, like, Kobe.
We're in the NBA Finals.
And about to lose.
The Lakers
Actually, by the time this comes out, the series will be
mathematically the worst team in the NBA.
Really?
Almost. Like, yeah, bad.
I don't know. I don't like the 24 thing.
I get it. I hear you. I understand.
You're the Celtics.
Yeah. Historic franchise. Incredible roots. The lifeblood of the NBA. Bird, Parrish, Russell, Tatum,
Jerry West,
Pierce,
Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, the Lakers and the Celtics, man. That's what it's all about.
A Boston guy, a SoCal guy coming together.
Yeah. If we can do it, anybody can.
You think?
That's right. You're a Yankee fan?
You're a Yankees fan?
What are you going to do? You know,
that's a problem.
Unfortunately, here's the problem with that.
This man's from Chicago.
It's very confusing.
Moved to Southern California.
Extremely confusing.
And is a Yankees fan.
I'm confused.
See, I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm an Angels fan.
You are an Angels fan. That's got to be tough. Because the Angels have got to be
when I was a kid,
historically the biggest underperforming organization in the history of pro sports. They have two of the most incredible athletes on the planet.
They're probably one of the most watched teams in baseball, if I had to guess.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They just lost 17
We're 30 minutes.
17 straight games they lost.
Well, now they won 2 in a row.
They lost
Did they win last night?
17 straight games. 17.
Yeah, now they're back.
Do you know how hard that is in baseball to lose 17 straight?
They fired the manager. And, they won 2 in a row.
It has to be harder to lose 17 straight than it is to win 17 straight.
I mean, I agree with that. But I would say this. The tickets are cheap.
Tickets are cheap. We going to an Angels game?
If there is, it's the Freeway Series, Angels Dodgers.
Excuse me? Tonight?
Well, they played yesterday. Can we check if they?
We're going.
Tonight? I mean, we have deals lined up. Hey, we can go for like an hour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the tickets are what, $9?
At Angels?
Dodgers, that's rough, right?
That's rough.
Was that Chavez Ravine?
I don't know what it's called, but
you don't know
I drive by it every day off the 5 heading to Burbank.
You do?
Yeah, it's dirty. If you're trying to go, like, the traffic is just dirty. Yeah. If it was at Angels, it would have been perfect because right by Diamond 9.
Nice. We hit them all. They're probably playing tomorrow, too.
They're probably playing at Angel Stadium tomorrow. We're going to be in LA.
No, they won't go back and forth. They'll play the whole series in one stadium, unless the Freeway Series is different.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's an idea.
To tell you the truth, though, when I was a kid, I was a huge Tim Lincecum fan.
I like Lincecum, Lindsay. I like Lincecum.
Fan.
I mean,
tomorrow at Dodgers?
No, tomorrow playing the Mariners.
Oh, it's over.
You've deprived me of this experience. You've taken this experience and you've ripped it from my hands.
I'm actually sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You were a baseball player.
I was a baseball player. Grew up playing baseball. Grew up playing baseball, football, and hockey, believe it or not.
Wow.
But ended up going on to play college baseball. Was recruited. Did that whole thing. Gave it a shot. I gave it my best. I gave it a shot.
You went all in.
I came close, but no cigar. You know, a guy like me.
You're like what, 5'9"?
5'9". 5'10" on the best day of my life. You know, if you told me I'm 5'10", I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to correct you, but I'm not 5'10".
He's 5'10", 185.
170.
We'll say 180.
175. Yeah. After last night, 180.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But played baseball. Was a pitcher. Had a fun run. Thought I had plans of professional ball, but ended up selling sports cards instead.
I don't think that's a bad alternative.
No, it's not a bad alternative. It's a great alternative. Couldn't have drew it up better.
I mean, you can buy and sell all the players that you enjoy and like.
That's right. Guys I played with, guys I played against.
And you have the knowledge.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I can scout the hell out of anybody in the MLB.
Just go get, first Bowmans and, make your.
Yeah, that's actually what got me back into the hobby like 5-6 years ago is Bowman prospect. Acuna, Soto, and
that's
Tatis.
Like still the core of collecting.
Yeah, no, for sure. Baseball is still as down as baseball is as a sport. Baseball is still like the backbone of collecting. The baseball collectors and the baseball market is still the closest knit community of true collectors that we have.
Do you think that Mike Trout kind of in an interview talking about how he's going and collecting his own cards now for his kid, do you think that raises the price of his cards, just keeps it the same, or almost brings it down?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll if his prices go up overnight. I think it's just cool. I think it's a cool nuance to the Mike Trout card world. Can it be exploited later and causes card prices to go up? Sure, but I think it's just more of a testament to our industry. I think, it's crazy to me to think that every player isn't collecting their own cards. So I know that there's more of it going on than we realize.
Yeah, like guys, I know guys who are buying their own stuff.
So I think the more it gets out into the mainstream, the cooler cards become, right? We're still kind of in this we're hanging in the balance of, are we cool? Are we nerdy? Are we both?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean? Like, we know we're cool.
We're cool.
We know cards are cool.
Cards are cool.
And, our industry is cool and full of cool people. But, the people that aren't in sports cards, you tell them you collect sports cards, they're kind of going to look at you like you're a little bit of a nerd.
You know what was funny is we were in Wisconsin like last year, me, Coleman, and Nady.
Mm-hmm.
Never go back to Wisconsin again.
No.
Just don't.
Dells, yeah, tough.
Nady was like, "This is where I live." I was like, "Great, you can live here."
That's tough. Sorry, Nady. Nady, I am sorry to hear that.
So we're at.
It is a weird place.
We're at this Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Just chilling, boys having some wings, and the waiter goes, "Hey, what do you guys do?" I think that was the first time we were all together, and somebody asked, like, "What do you do?" So we're kind of just looking at each other like, all right, well, how do we really explain this?
Yeah.
And Coleman takes the initiative, right, as he should, the older man out of the three of us. And he goes, "We're commodities traders."
Oh, God.
And I look and I go,
"No, we're not."
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we're just out here for business, you know. And she goes, well, what
commodity?
And I forgot. I think we said like, oh, we just like buy and trade and sell risk and manage risk and assets and stuff.
Yeah, see, like I've gotten to the point where like we have to be, first off, our industry is taking a huge leap forward and step forward. So like telling people that you deal sports cards for a living isn't as odd as it may have been a year or 2 years ago.
I don't even like telling people though.
You don't?
No, I don't. I say like.
Now, is that you don't like telling people because you don't want to get into the conversation? You like telling people because you have valuables on you? Why?
No, more just because I don't want to get into the conversation. Yeah. Because like a lot of boys, like they used to know and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like high school buddies, college buddies, like for us though, we kind of put ourselves out there a lot, so it's difficult to avoid it. Like everybody that I know growing up knows that I have built a sports card business.
Yeah, but like I feel like, all right, if you actually want to learn, like, bro, I have a YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all that you can learn.
Oh yeah, no, the conversations where you get buddies that come out of the woodwork, like, hey, bro, I haven't seen you in 10 years. I'm thinking about getting into cards with my kid. Like, any recommendations on products? Like, those conversations are fine, but the random conversations for people looking for pointers, looking for advice, asking you to value something, or even worse, which I get now every single day owning a card store and being on billboards and our card store being on billboards and, radio shows and all that stuff. Like everybody knows that I do cards. I get buried with, can you look at my dad's collection? Can you look at my grandfather's collection? I have millions of cards at my house. Can you look at them? What are these worth? Can you tell me what this is worth? And 99.9% of the times, it's 1987 Topps, 1990 Topps baseball complete sets, and it's like I don't get frustrated. It's just repetitive. Like it's not. I hate letting people down.
I like using the tool, so I'll usually be like, well, hey, if it's a graded card, here's the app. Take a picture of it. Boom. If it's
these are not graded.
If it's raw stuff, there's an app called Center Stage, or use eBay sold listings.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll always look at a couple things and try to give them a value perspective. And if I have time, I'll sit down and look at it. But more in the terms of like, if it's just like a random somebody and they ask you like what you do or whatever, I just say like I'm in school or.
But you're not.
I wasn't. People don't realize though, like when I was in cards, like I was in school too.
When?
Like
last year?
I graduated a semester early from school. So
you're a smart kid.
No, I wasn't.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
How do you graduate a semester early if you're not a smart kid?
So my whole thing was, like I had to finish school because that was like the only thing like my mom asked of me. It's like, just do this for me. Like, it was not for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
Except you graduated summa cum laude,
but
semester early.
No,
tassels and
I didn't even
robes.
I didn't even go to my graduation.
Different colored
Bro,
robes.
I didn't even go to my graduation.
Plaques, trophies.
I didn't even go to my graduation. That's how much I disliked school.
Yeah. Instead, they had you video in, and you were on the big jumbotron accepting your awards.
No, I didn't even go to the virtual graduation. So I went to community college first.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
And then I went to Cal State Fullerton for the other 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Community college was...
Played a game at Cal State Fullerton once. No big deal.
Me too. Saddleback. And it was amazing because all the classes I could take online, so I was working during the day. So I'd work during the day, do the classes at night, chill, right, whatever, stack up some money, whatever. And then I did 2 years at Fullerton. The first semester was dope because I took most of my classes online.
Yeah.
Because I can't function like in class. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's a problem. It's a problem. But then the next semester, bro, was when COVID hit. So it's my junior year, right? I'm in my second semester of my junior year. I'm going to school for like literally, I mean, it's January, February, like a month, 3 weeks. And I cannot all the classes I had to take there. And I couldn't not function. Like, I was like, I couldn't do it.
Did you pay someone off?
No. So this is what happened. And this is like when I was in cards too. So I was doing cards. I was working at like Ran over there and doing residential pools. And then COVID started to come about, but they weren't closing school. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not like doing well in any of these classes. Like, I think I'm gonna have to like...
You got bailed out.
COVID hit, bro.
You got bailed out.
COVID hit, and they shut down everything and went online.
And you crushed.
And I crushed.
You crushed online courses.
I crushed online. I took 6 or 7 summer classes, and then did my fall year. So I finished a semester early.
Valedictorian.
No, I got it through. I got it done.
Unbelievable.
And then so like a lot of people don't understand when all this card stuff was happening.
You were in school?
I was also in school.
Kind of. I mean,
COVID helped me out. If COVID did not happen, I guarantee
you would have failed out.
Yeah, I would. It was tough. But it wasn't an issue of like I didn't see the point in it anyways, because I was a poli-sci major, which I enjoyed poli-sci because I was like decent at it.
Yeah.
Not great for other things.
Crazy though. It's a crazy ride.
It's funny how shit works out though.
It really is.
And now we gotta, we're doing this.
Here we are.
Thank
God.
Thank God. If I was still just like working, pools, doing the 9 to 5, I mean, it would be tough.
Pool, like, what's the day to day of a pool keeper? Like, what's the day to day?
Well, you saw the pool that
it's in. I can't. So you told me that you were the aquatics manager.
Yes. Yeah.
The head director, the global director of aquatics for the Renaissance. And when I got there, I'm staying at the hotel that you used to work at. The pool is no joke. When I imagined your role, when you told me about it, I thought, okay, he took care of the little pool that the Renaissance hotels normally have. This hotel is a fitness mecca.
Yeah, it's insane. It's one of the best gyms of probably all time.
It's a hotel with a gym that's twice the size of the hotel.
Yeah.
It's like a gym hotel.
Yeah.
The whole, like, people go there to work out. Yeah. Like, people stay at the hotel just to work out.
Literally, yeah.
Track fields, basketball courts,
locker room,
jacuzzi, spa, the whole deal. Tread climbers,
the smoothies, the restaurant. We haven't hit the restaurant yet. I got to take you.
I had breakfast there this morning.
Oh, solid, right?
Decent.
Yeah.
Decent. But the pool of this gym is no joke.
Yeah.
You were in charge of a lot of gallons of water. This is like 10 lanes for laps.
Yeah.
And is there 2 pools?
Or is
it just one unit?
There's the lap pool. There's the exercise pool.
There's a lap pool and an exercise pool, and then there's the hot tubs.
There's the hot tubs, but there's also like a baby pool.
Several units.
And then there's that slide thing for the kids. That thing was.
Did you used to use it?
No, but I mean, you got to imagine over the summer that thing is insanely packed. So we would have to have like a lifeguard on top of it, one below, like one walking around.
And that's on you. You're not just taking care of the water and the pH levels and the shock. You're actually also making sure that each station's manned.
Yeah. So I was a
we got kids running this way. We're going to keep that to a minimum.
Yeah. At one point,
you're like an air traffic controller.
At one point, it was like we had like 30 lifeguards.
One of the more impressive pool operations I've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously gone way downhill since you left.
Oh, yeah. A lifeguard job there when I was 16.
Yeah.
And then I also worked at the city pool. So I had 2 jobs at the time.
You're a big pool guy.
I was a lifeguard. I was just a lifeguard. It was chill.
A lifer.
And then I moved up when I was my next year. I became like lead guard, and the next year after I got the role of
lead guard,
aquatics manager. And then, that was like a seasonal thing. So I would hop around. I was front desk. I was a floor coverage manager. And then how I got into the back end of the pool business was I went into maintenance.
So I was
a graveyard maintenance worker, and they needed a pool guy.
You know how to take care of the pool too?
Yeah, so I got certified
filters,
pool operator,
chemicals.
I would balance. Everything.
Oh,
you
could balance that pool so quick.
Well, it's so you have like I've been out of it for so long, so I don't know what everything's called anymore. But they're actually like automators. Like it's like it feeds the pool, right? There's barrels, but you have to calibrate the
calibrations.
And that's how I got into residential pools. I learned that business.
Crushing it.
I would get people that had pools there.
Right? You'd show up in like a Speedo.
No Speedo.
Okay.
But I would get people that, were members there that had pools.
Yep.
And then I would take care of their pools.
Crazy road you've had, man. Because, I mean, obviously you've become one of the more successful guys in the space, not only from like a business perspective, but from a brand perspective. And, it's pretty incredible.
It's a weird ride, I'll tell you.
It is a weird ride. Cards are a weird ride. Even for me, like, go back 2 years and I'm breaking cards in an office.
That's what I'm saying. I remember when we first met, and we DM'd before then, and I was like, "Who is this guy?
Who is this dude?"
Yeah, like literally, that's all I thought about. I was like,
"Who the hell is he? Dude? Why do I feel like I'm supposed to know him?"
Exactly,
but I don't.
No, that's exactly what it was. I was like, "Am I supposed to know this?" Like, and then I met you, and you're chill.
We're just homies.
We just started doing a bunch of deals together.
Yeah.
And that kind of kicked off.
We should do a deal today, just to we kind of have to.
I feel like every time we see each other, we're
gonna have to do a deal.
You hosed me on the last deal, though.
No, you did all right.
No, according to Shia.
Frankly, Shia feels like you got hosed.
Yeah, he reminds me every day.
We're gonna call Shia after the pod. I'm gonna make sure that he says that out loud so I can hear it. I like the sounds of that.
He moved his.
He told me.
Oh, he did. See, he'll tell you.
He told me he moved his Jordan, the gold Jordan out of 50. I like that card. I wanted that card.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
He did well on it?
I think he came out with what he wanted to come out in today's current market.
Like if he had done the deal with me, he would have done worse.
I think so.
I agree.
I think so.
I think he did better doing the deal he did.
I agree. It's a lot of people don't realize when you have like certain cards like this, it becomes more of a hassle than it does like enjoyment.
Yeah, you have a card and you're like, oh my God, I got to get rid of it. And then your mind gets stuck on getting rid of it. And you're looking for different ways to get rid of it. And you're obsessed with getting rid of it.
And then you can't get rid of it. It's when you forget about it, then you get rid of it.
Bingo.
That's like the interesting part.
Yeah.
Like I know people that can't move cards for like a week, 2 weeks, and they're just down bad. they're at McDonald's at 1 a.m. just crushing a Big Mac and just contemplating what their decisions are.
Who was this? Is this you?
I do root McDonald's.
Is this you?
If I ever do a deal and I'm just like, or I haven't done it and I'm thinking about it, like I always get a meal in me and like
take the time, breathe, eat, chew, think.
Yeah.
Breathe, eat, chew, think. Process the deal.
100%.
Yeah. I got it. I'm with you.
I don't think
we're going to do a deal.
On a full stomach, though. Maybe we should bring our cards to where we're eating.
Love that. Love that. I don't want any of these, though. I don't want a single card in this room.
This is the stuff that moves.
I know. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's just not my type of stuff, you know?
No,
but for anybody out there looking for PJ Washington select courtsides.
Okay, this is what you don't understand.
No,
Who graded that? That's the question.
What do you mean?
Who in their head was like, what is this? Who in their head was like,
oh, this was probably graded in the boom.
But that's what I'm saying. Who in their head was like, you know what? I can make money off of a PJ Washington.
You could.
I know.
There was a time.
But now you look back.
Where a PJ Washington select courtside, if you got a 10, probably sold for like $180, maybe more. And this was probably sent in at PSA value a year and a half ago, and it just got back 6 weeks ago.
That's probably
so the market for this card evaporated while this was being graded.
Yeah,
that's what happened with a lot of this stuff. So a lot of the stuff that you see with the 2019 Select and the 2019 Prism and the base cards, Optic, that stuff was all graded when PSA 10s were doing big money. When I say big money, like if a PSA 10 Ja Morant was doing, Optic was doing $450.
Those were the days.
What's that, $100 card now? $120 card?
Those were the days. Yeah. There's this, I can't say much, but there's this new grading company that
they're doing some exciting things.
Yeah, crazy.
Can't be named, but they're doing some exciting things.
I just don't want to
sounds like it's like Area 51.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it up and then
cause issues. You never.
But the HR way to say is that they're
doing exciting work.
Yeah, like innovative beyond its time.
They're innovating, and they are pushing the envelope
forward. That's one of your.
You could just say pushing the envelope, but yeah, you could also include the word forward.
Do you have like in certain businesses they have key words for their business?
Sure.
So trust is very big for me, very big. Because I talk to a lot of business owners, and they're like, "What's the biggest thing?" And they always say trust.
Trust is huge in my business. Huge, like millions of dollars of inventory and staff members that I trust wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and I think you look at a place like Burbank, family business, hire people. They do a great job of hiring people that are good within the culture. I was talking to Rizzo last pod. He's saying, a lot of the guys that he has are his cousins or, whatever it is. So, yeah, finding people and not letting too many people get into your circle, right?
Yeah, that's been huge for us.
That was something that, I learned over the last year. So,
well, I think I've mentioned this on other podcasts before. The circle and what your circle is very interesting to me because I think it's hugely valuable to keep a tight-knit circle of folks that you deal with, especially in this industry, like the people that you rely on, the people that you ask for advice, the people that you lean on for, guidance. But I also think it's very important that you don't let that prevent you from opening your arms and accepting new people or learning and meeting new people and going 100%. Out there and making new relationships because this industry is so deeply based on relationships and networking.
Yeah.
But also it's incredibly important to keep that circle tight. So it's kind of like a contrast, but if you can execute that and keeping a tight-knit circle while also being open to networking and building new relationships, I think that's super.
Yeah, I love going to that's why we went to VCon. That's why I go to other NFT events with guys that I know that are in NFTs. Like I love doing that sort of stuff. It's just I think in cards, one thing I learned that there's people that want to like be your friend or whatever
Yeah.
it is, just so they could like take advantage of certain things, right? So
yeah, for sure.
you got to be careful.
100%. 100%. Speaking of events, you're going to the National?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
We have an exciting announcement for the National.
You want to announce it here?
Can't do it.
Can you announce it to me at lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
I can announce it to you at lunch. I can't announce it here. I don't know why I just brought it up, because I can't announce it here. But I felt like, you know what? We're in a trust tree. We're in the trust. We'll call it the trust den.
This is the trust den.
So we're talking about the word trust. I have an exciting national announcement.
I'm hyped.
That I can't make.
I'm hyped.
And you're coming to Boston. We gotta hash that and figure that out too.
Yeah, we'll do that over lunch too. Yeah. I'm excited for that. I think I've never been to Boston, so
that's crazy.
I keep wanting to go to your show.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, but that's a whole nother issue. We're not gonna hash that out here on a live stream. We're not gonna discuss your inability to make a trip out to support one of my shows. We're not gonna do that on a live stream. We're not gonna comment on how blatant of an issue it is that you've made an effort to not come. But we won't bring that up here. We're not gonna talk about that 100%. Here. So we'll save that for another conversation. The fact that you don't come to my shows. But I don't want to bring that up here or anything. I don't want to like mention that here.
Yeah, no, I mean.
But yeah.
I mean.
There's no need to bring it up.
The fact that you flew from Boston over here.
No problem. Drop of a dime.
Just hopped on a flight.
Kidding me? I mean, easy.
I'm going over there now.
We'll see.
It's happening.
He's going to Hawaii. This guy. He's going to be surfing.
I'm a big water guy.
People
don't know that either.
Well, I mean, I think we all do. You're the aquatics manager at the Ren.
I like going out like
a massive water guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The water guy. Arguably the biggest water guy in the entire card industry.
Oh yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Now I'm of the sea. Like I'm a.
No, I like going out in like ocean.
Same.
Like not like I like.
I am of the sea. Yeah. Everything in the ocean, I am on board with. Whether it be deep sea snorkeling, whether it be free diving, whether it be spearfishing, whether it be I'm a commercial tuna fisherman at home.
I don't know about all that. I just like going.
Oh, yes, I've gone swimming with sharks in open water without any equipment. I was out in Hawaii off of the North Shore of Oahu with a diving knife, a mask, no snorkel, and a spear gun. And I was fighting off reef sharks with my bare hands. That isn't an exaggeration. But,
that's a little...
It's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Just part of what I do. I don't want to get too into the details, but I was fighting off sharks with my bare hands.
That's a little dangerous.
Not to get too into the weeds, but I was fierce, ferocious person.
Yeah, that's scary.
To some.
I don't like sharks.
It's interesting. You live in California and you like to swim.
But I don't like sharks.
Recipe for
disaster.
Like great whites.
I
don't like great whites. I live in a great white capital.
Yeah, we got some great whites out here too.
We have a big great white problem right now. Cape Cod.
And I don't like rattlesnakes.
A lot of rattlesnakes around here?
Yeah, a lot.
Really?
A lot.
No way.
Yeah.
This is a rattlesnake area?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, snakes. Garden snakes, but snakes.
Garden snakes are garden snakes. Rattlesnakes is a problem.
One bite, bro.
Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah, it's tough.
You ever been bitten by a rattlesnake?
No, but I've seen them, and it's just like
you've seen them.
I've seen them out. Like they get, especially over the summer, they're out.
Crazy.
Yeah, those are the two things I don't like. I would say. I don't know. Other than that,
I feel like we've gone down a bit of a awkward path here, but I love it. But we're not. I know. But I'm just now that I just reflected on the last 5 minutes. Great whites, rattlesnakes, cage diving,
stuff we enjoy.
I love that.
I mean, we don't just enjoy cards.
True.
You know what I mean?
I love golf.
See, I haven't got into golf.
Oh, I'm addicted to golf, bro. What's good? I'm a good golfer. but I'm not like a good golfer. Does that make sense? Yeah, I can hit it on the green. What do you mean, like a par 3, put it on the green?
Yeah, like one in the water.
Yeah, like I'm a single digit handicap.
Yeah.
Like I'm a 7 right now.
Yeah, I never really got into golf. I think
I shot 77 2 days ago.
Wow, is that good? I don't. Am I supposed to say wow?
Okay, so you have no clue.
No, no. I think I think I need a couple more years till I get into golf. Right?
You think?
Yeah.
I started playing around your age.
Maybe when I go to Boston.
See, I'm a lot older than you. People probably don't realize that.
How old are you?
I'm 33. I'm 10 years older than you.
That's Coleman's that age too.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I'm 23 or 33.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Make it happen.
It's good. Now we're going to go do a deal at lunch.
Yeah, I think we need to go get lunch. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
You tell me, buddy. You tell me. I'm an open book. Oh, shit.
I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else we need to squeeze out of them?
What do you want to squeeze out of me?
I don't know, just like details. Like you said basically you said you have an announcement, but you're not going to announce it.
Yep. Well, I mean, like the day-to-day at the shop. It's the day-to-day at the shop.
Yeah, it's
buying, selling, trading, and grading.
It's what it is.
Everybody knows. We are, as of this year, we're direct, which is great with both Panini and Topps. That's been a huge help to our business.
Oh, there's two things we didn't talk about.
What?
You're an open book?
Yeah.
Alt. Let's talk about alt. Liquid auctions.
Now,
again, I think that they have a solid team. We know all the guys that work there.
They're all great guys, amazing guys.
Great human beings.
Yeah.
Their liquid auctions have been the talk of town for dealers.
Yep.
Let's get into it.
Well, I mean, I think their auction platform is still growing. They're, I'm going to say this,
Yeah.
What I actually think is true. I think they're still building their auction platform. I think it takes time and a lot of effort and a lot of sales to build a viable auction platform that people trust to run their products on.
I said this on the last
auctions are ending extremely low on that platform.
That's why I said on the last two podcasts, I said they should only do cards 5K and under for right now.
You think?
It's tough to get some. If you're buying a 100K card, you have to have 35,000 locked in there.
Well, that's what's tough. I think being forced to have capital in the account is probably the biggest barrier for them right now.
I understand why they're doing it.
I do too.
It's just maybe focus on, because they kill it on 5K and under. So focus on that and then scale it.
Yeah.
Because you got a 200K card on there. And it's not like a football Josh Allen or Herbie. It's not going to probably do great, right?
Yeah, because the amount of eyes that are on it still aren't there to where like some of these, I don't want to say obscure, but valuable items, but that don't have the same mainstream appeal of like a Herbert or Josh Allen can really get crushed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, listen, the technology they have is amazing. Their price lookup tool is incredible.
It's insane.
Like they have to have the most usage of any app in the entire industry.
Just off the
price. Like there's more
tool.
people in their app on a daily basis, I would have to imagine, than any other tool. So how they're going to leverage that, how they're going to monetize that, or how they're going to make users and get users out of that use case. Because I think there's a lot of people that use the price tool that aren't actual users of the platform. Converting those users and those clicks to actual named users on their platform is going to be a challenge. I think they've done a great job of getting to where they are, but unfortunately in getting to where they are and what they are is causing some pain.
Yeah.
For card holders that are holding cards that they're running on their platforms.
Yeah. I mean, I bought from there.
Oh, it's a great buying opportunity.
But I do think there's something there that maybe if they make like a tweak or a shift, they can really scale it the right way. Because we all want, what's best for the market.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I would hope to bring, we had a couple people from All On in the earlier episodes. Lior is the founder,
Yep.
right? I would hope it would be cool to have him on
Yeah, that would be a cool episode.
and kind of talk to him about, his vision, what's going on, and all that good stuff. But the second thing I wanted to talk about was Fanatics.
Yeah.
What's your kind of vision for what Fanatics is doing, how they're going to shape the industry?
Well, I mean, it's still so vague what Fanatics' presence in this industry is going to look like. We know that they're here, and we know that they're here to stay, and we know that they're going to be a huge, massive part of what this industry looks like over the next decade plus. But what it's going to look like, I don't think anybody knows. I don't even think Fanatics knows. However, I think having a company like Fanatics at the center of our universe is in a lot of ways a good thing. I think there's smart people there. I think there's experience in building and scaling industries. I think they've got incredible experience with licensing. And I think, from a manufacturing perspective, their acquisition of Topps and whoever else they end up acquiring, there shouldn't be a huge change to what the actual product on the market looks like. But what is it going to look like for distribution? What is it going to look like for allocations? How are the direct programs going to work for card shops and people like me? I don't think we've gotten absolute clarity on that, but I do believe that Fanatics is operating with the local card shop in mind. I think their plans and I think how they go to market in this space very much takes the card shop and the local card shop into consideration, because I think they realize that the local card shop is the backbone of this industry and the backbone of how product makes it to market. I think they'll do, innovative things in the, direct to consumer space. I think they'll continue to build that out, and they'll continue to sell more products directly to the consumer, like you've been seeing with their reverse Dutch auctions and all that cool stuff. But I don't think that excludes the sports card store from being part of that sales channel. I think we'll be just as big of a distribution partner to a manufacturer like Fanatics than we would to Panini and Topps. We currently distribute and receive product directly from Topps and Panini as an authorized partner of theirs. And I think, Fanatics will very much maintain some semblance of what that looks like right now.
It's a solid answer.
Thought a lot about it. You have to. It's a big,
especially you're a card shop. So
listen, it's a tectonic shift in our industry for all of us. Like, it is, like, our industry is changing in front of our eyes. So if we're not taking it serious and we're not thinking about it and trying to figure out what it's going to mean and how it's going to change things, well, then what are we doing here? Because Fanatics holds the keys to the kingdom at this point going forward. Like, they have all major licenses after, 2026, 2025? Like, they're going to own all the major licenses for the major sports. So you better be keeping an eye on what those people are doing, and I think that's obvious. But how it looks and how it shifts our industry and what that's going to mean for people like me who operate brick-and-mortar businesses, I think is super important to keep an eye on. So, yeah, I've thought a lot about it, but I think, we're all in a good spot. I think Fanatics will do right by all of us.
I like it.
You like that?
That's a good spot to...
We'll cut it right there.
No, we're going to do the giveaway now.
We're going to cut it right there, guys. Thank you for the Kamzat glove.
No.
All right, guys. So we have a on-glove Kamzat UFC autographed fighting glove. Is that correct?
Yeah.
We have an on-glove Kamzat.
Oh, yeah.
It's on-glove, bro. It's an on-glove UFC glove auto of Hamzat, who's one of the hottest and most revered fighters in the UFC. Super cool. Beckett authenticated. It's got the authentication sticker right there at the bottom. It's got an authentication tag inside the glove. If you feel like popping this baby on and running around the house and shadow boxing, by all means. But it would be a cool display piece. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I picked it up at a show in the Bay.
Nice.
A couple months ago. Saw it. I think it was like $200, something like that.
Easy.
And
easy.
Yeah, I mean, it might honestly go for more. But maybe I paid more. I had to check.
Rip it. Let's get a winner.
What do you mean rip it?
Rip it. Like rip the giveaway.
I mean, I want to get people going. Beckett, authenticated.
Yeah.
Silver auto.
Silver ink.
I like it.
Authenticated.
Are you
on
ready?
glove. Hamzat Chimaev.
Chimaev? How do you say it?
Chimaev.
Guys, we're going to do the giveaway for the pod because for some reason it wasn't working on there. We have a Hamzat signed glove. Silver ink. Beckett authenticated. As you guys can see right there. So we're going to give this away for absolutely free. Appreciate everybody tuning into the pod live. We're going to give this away for absolutely free. So here we go. Are you guys ready? We got 50 entries so far, Chris Costa.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
52, 53, 54.
I want 100.
Costa cards. Yes, Costa's in the house. He has a big business meeting right now.
No. Who's in there?
We got 56 entries to this giveaway.
What's up, everybody? We're in the SashaT dungeon, the Whatnot exclusive original pad, and we're giving away a Hamzat on glove. You heard that right. It's on glove autograph. Beckett authenticated. Get your entries in. It's totally free. Oh my goodness. We're live on Whatnot. We're doing it live. Get your entries in. I want to see 100. Let's go. It's only 57. Why? I really did nothing there. Zero juice. Nobody's excited?
59.
Come on. Free. Everything's free.
Who else is going to give you a Hamzat UFC signed glove for absolutely free?
Nobody
for tuning into
Hamzat. I'll tell you that much.
For tuning into the pod. Who enjoyed the pod today, guys? Franklin did. Rizzo Sports is in the house. Playboy Cards. Guys, 75? That's it? 75 entries? All right, are we ready? Should I run it?
Run it.
All right, it's time. Good luck, everybody. 81 entries. Here we go. Saint Cleese. You just won a Hamzat signed glove for absolutely free. Congrats. Here he is. Let's go. Congratulations. There you go. Beckett authenticated. Appreciate it. Make sure you're following here on Whatnot. Chris, we got to do it. We got to do an outro. All right, so we just gave away that signed glove for absolutely free. Live on Whatnot. That's the beauty of being in the podcast live. You get to interact with us, and you get to get kind of free stuff, free giveaways, and it's a fun ride. That was fun.
That was fun, man. I had a good time. I had a really good time.
I think we covered a wide.
There's a wide array of topics.
I mean, I like that though.
I thought it was a great conversation. A lot of topics covered. Breadth of topics.
Now we're gonna have a quality lunch to cover.
Oh God, it's gonna be so good.
To cover some other topics.
Yeah, we are.
And we're gonna make a nice eventful card day.
Card day, baby.
Guys, appreciate it so much if you're in the live stream. And that's the beauty of it, giveaways like this. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you comment below. And get into these live streams again. This is what you can get. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I totally understand. A car ride podcast
easy
is money.
You shouldn't be watching the podcast while driving. You should probably be listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say watch?
No, but I'm just saying it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, no, I
if
get it.
If you're on Spotify or Apple right now, I get it.
100%. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you leave a review, positive review. If you are looking to follow Chris or all the ventures he's got going on, he has a card page, Costa_cards, right?
That's me.
And then he has his personal.
At Costa_cards. My personal is Chris.h.Costa. Our card shops podcast, our card shops Instagram is at Card VaultUS, and then our break stream is at Big Night Breaks.
Amazing.
TheCardVault.com is where you can go to check out our inventory.
Yeah, so if you guys are wanting to check out the shop or check out what Chris has got going on there, that's all of his information right there.
That's right.
Appreciate you once again, Chris, for coming on, man.
Happy to be here, buddy. Thanks for having me.
And appreciating all you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.